Hello and welcome to yet another stream of Network Programmability Lab. I'm Dmitry, and as always, today we will do some Python and some other cool stuff. So, before we start, let's briefly discuss what we did last time. Because last time we didn't actually touch the lab that we had originally, so this one that you can see right now on the screen. Previous time we had like off week where we were solving some different tasks. So basically the idea there was to collect MAC address tables from a lot of switches, sort them based on interface. This was task requirement, and export to just like one file, or to just one file. And basically I did the whole task last time, and we started with a version where we were just connecting sequentially to devices using netdev Python library, and then later I showed how we can improve performance of the script by first using threads and then switching to asyncio or asynchronous programming basically. And we had just 4 switches where we were executing really just 2 commands: show version and show MAC address table. And the performance results were really interesting. So even with 4 switches, oh hey Zolan Tamer, thank you very much for subscription, really appreciate it. So yeah, Zolan Tamer, tell us about your CCA study progress while I'm describing what we did last time. Yeah, so the idea there, in terms of the timing there, for the first version of the script it was 22 seconds. For the version of script using netmico and threads we had around 6 seconds, and for asyncio version it was 0.6 seconds. And this is just with 4 switches, so I really expect that result will change dramatically if we have like thousands of devices. Yeah, so I mean, the whole technique of asyncio seems really interesting. Let me just quickly go through the code that we wrote last time. So actually refactored here's the code a little bit. I created a new folder in our project, and we had the serial version where I had like a couple of regular expressions, some other stuff, and basically we were just connecting using, where is it? I just cannot see. Right here we were connecting via netmico, we were getting the output, and then we were parsing the output for show version, show MAC address table, and then we were disconnecting it, and we were just printing the result to std out. Then I changed to threading version where almost all code was the same, except we created the thread pool executor using concurrent features library, which is a high-level wrapper around threading library and multiprocessing. And we used pull map function, and we basically got the same thing. And the last version was a sync version. This is where there were most of the changes. We had to connect to the device in different manner. And this version is actually a little bit different because the person who gave me the task basically asked if we can also, for every interface, collect the show CDP or show LDP neighbors, and then get the neighbors behind the interface, like host name and port number, and basically put this information as fifth column in show MAC address table. So this is modified version of script a little bit, and yeah, we are connecting using netdev library, just written by Sergey from Russia. Really great library. I really encourage people give it a try. And then we had to change the code to using asyncio, and this is a part where you need to spend some time. There's some steep learning curve in order to understand how this whole thing works without threads, without just using asynchronous technique and all that stuff. But once you get some basics and you get some fundamental knowledge, it's actually all makes sense. And I'm really amazed by this whole approach. If you are interested, just go to my GitHub repo and let me pull it up. GitHub.com Figo. It's all part of the network programmability lab, and probably it would be good for me to sign up. Sign in. 1 second. Okay, so this is all our repo for the project, and then in specific branch, and right now it's not working. Okay, I know why, because I have no script installed. So MAC address table script, this is a branch, and then scripts, and here are these files. So feel free, if you're interested to understand and replicate my results, just grab this version of the script. Make sure you add the .env file like I have here, .env, which contains username and password for devices. And then just run it with Python 3.5 plus, so either Python 3.5 or 3.6, and you will see how fast this thing is, and then you could deep dive into, well, like, how is it working. Okay, let me check the chat. Nice, Zealand Tamer. I hope that you will get it on the first attempt. You are putting a lot of work into it, so good luck, man. Get the number. Okay, so this was the last week's stream, and just FYI, all the streams are recorded and published on my YouTube page. So if you are interested to see me writing the whole thing, just watch the YouTube recording. Probably it's a good idea to speed it up, 1.5 or 1.775, because obviously the streams, the stream is not really like a teaching tool. It's not. It's different than just just video course, because I am learning together with you guys, so just to set your expectations right. So yeah, the link for YouTube page can be found below under the stream. Be sure to check it out. So this was last week's project, and now let's also remember what we did. Oh, actually, yeah, before we move forward, I remember that I didn't merge the changes, and I think it would be a good idea to merge them. So let me do, let me do it directly on the stream. Oops, not this one. Network programmability up. Says your branch is ahead of MAC address table script by one commit. Let's push it. Okay. And let's check out let's check what branches we have. Okay, we have a branch dev, so let's do git checkout dev and git log. Okay, so let's do merge. So it will be git merge MAC address table script. Okay, and let's say merge let's actually see, hold on, I want to merge, oops, this was bad. No, that's fine. Git log. Okay. So now I have my changes in dev. Probably I will push them as well. Okay. So now if I go back here, dev. Oops. You recently pushed branches. Okay. So let's see dev script, collect MAC address tables, and here are all the versions of the script. And now let's merge to master as well, and I will merge to master via GUI. So yeah, I did one mistake here with all of my git strategy. I didn't do what is called git squash, where whenever you basically merge one branch to another, you want to like clean it up and to have one big commit, and instead I just have a bunch of commits. Okay. Merge collection of address table script to master from dev. Okay, we are creating PR. There are a bunch of commits. I could check what they're doing, file changed, all of that stuff, but I will just merge pull request, confirm merge. Now it's merged, and now my changes should be in master. Let's see, script, collect MAC address table, yep, so now you can clone the repo directly and get version of the script right here. Okay, so this was a part that we were doing last time. Now let's take a moment and remember what we did the last time for this particular lab where we had NetBox and stuff. Yeah, I actually touched this lab almost 1 month ago because we had the break for 2 weeks. And yep, so let's remember what we were doing there. So we have this NetBox, which is open source IPAM, and we created a bunch of stuff there, like we added our devices. We have here a couple of devices. We have sites. Then we created prefixes. There. Basically we created a subnet and then we, cut it in pieces. Man, I don't remember any of this. Did I do this? Seems I did, but I honestly cannot remember anything. And here we assigned some IP addresses to some interfaces like VLAN 10, VLAN 20, Gigabit Ethernet 1, Gigabit Ethernet 2, all of that stuff. VLANs, we have a couple of VLANs. Okay, so I remember for sure that we wrote a Python script which interacts with NetBox. I think it was this one, create config templates. Wow, this is a lot of code. And now that I look on it, I hate most of it. So we are connecting to the NetBox. And port has changed again. So we connect to NetBox. We are creating a VLAN from NetBox. And then we build a config templates like this. So let me actually change the port number because it's already has changed, and run the script again. So it's create config templates. Awesome. This part is not working anymore. NetBox IP token was not found in environmental variables. Nice. Okay. We actually will change to the new library that I started using last time, and this is a library called Python decouple. So from decouple import config, and here I'm going to change this to config like this, and we will need to add the token. Was it guest? Nope. When you forget the password, it's not helpful. Okay. NetBox default credentials. Okay, admin. Great. Admin. Okay. and we need API token. This is a token. So I think I can add it directly in the PyCharm. So we are adding environmental variable, which is called NetBox API token. NetBox API token. Okay. Okay, now this. Okay, perfect. So this is what the script was doing. So the script goes to the NetBox. It gets the VLANs. It gets the name of the VLAN description. It gets IP addresses from there. And now it creates basically a snippet of config, which I think is pretty amazing. Okay, so the next part would be to extend this to other switches and stuff, and then actually push this configuration directly using netmiko, for example, or even better, we will use netdev and do it in async style. I think this will be a pretty good exercise. So let me think for a second. There are a couple of things that I really don't like about the script. I have a bunch of config directly here in the code. This part just drives me nuts. Yeah, I need to do something else with it. Whenever you hardcode some code in some text into your code, it's just bad. Okay, let me go back to my NetBox, see what is available. VLANs right here, but I see only one VLAN configured though. So what I'm thinking is maybe it makes sense to create a template for every single thing, like VLAN, interface, config. I'm thinking that maybe it makes sense. Okay. I think I will populate more data for like different switch as well, for switch 2, and see, basically take this config. I will not really rework this code right now. It will just be waste of time. So, but I am going to add additional switch data here. Oh, and by the way, this is not helpful. Maybe let's change this a little bit. Import decouple and then decouple.config to remove shadowing, but this still would be device config. And let's see what happens when I put switch 2. Interesting. When I put switch 2, it just crashed. Let's see, switch 2 as ISV L2, primary IP address, virtual. And it crashed on this line. Let's see why it crashed. Okay, I see now, because there was a tag here, access, in description for switch 2. I have to change it. Okay, now it works. And I need to do this part. And here we are creating VLAN 20, all the same stuff. And this is pretty cool, I think. Let me look back on the topology here. So we have switch 1. Switch 1 and gigabit 3.0 is access port. We have SVI for doing basically L3 here. And then we have a bunch of interconnects between switches and routers. Gigabit 1, gigabit 1, 2. Okay. So, thanks for the question, Project TPU. Currently, I don't push the configs, but I'm going to use netdev library to do it, to push the configs. And I think that, yeah, I think this would be a good coverage today on the stream. However, before doing that, I want to populate my NetBox IPAM with more data, so I don't push just a couple of things, but I push like the whole thing. Maybe at least additional interconnects here to the CSRs would be a good approach, for basically 2 additional links going to the CSRs. I think that would be already interesting. Yeah. Okay. And then probably next time it would be a good segue to Ansible. I don't feel like covering Ansible today. It's a little bit early. But yeah, for the next time, jump to Ansible probably will make most sense. Okay, so let's add some data. Let's do devices. So I'm looking for switch 1. It has here some cool stuff. Gigabit 2. Okay. So let's create additional one. And add interfaces. So gigabit, Ethernet 1, 2. It's 1 gig. It's not lag. We don't care about MTU. We don't care about all this stuff. Project DP, thank you very much for following. Okay, so we are creating a new interface here, 1, 2, and we will need to allocate some subnets for this interconnect, and I don't recall that we have that. And let me add a description here to SJR2. Okay, so the pool will be 12/30. And I want to have this description. So we add a prefix, we say 12/30 active global role, whatever, and then interconnect between switch 1 and R2. creating another one between switch 1 and R1. This will be 16. And 20. Okay. Let's see if all of that was created successfully. So we are using this .8 already, and now we have a bunch of more. Yeah, so yes, there is a question in the chat if I can check the interface name. Okay, for which device? For switch 1? Yeah, I can see it now. Gigabig. That's pretty amazing interface name. Thank you. Okay. Okay, let's go back here. So we have our pools. Now we have to assign IP addresses to the pools. So let's add IP address. And this one we assign from global vref, and no, I need another tab because I just don't remember why I'm switching. Okay, so prefixes, expand. We need to use the first IP address from the pool, this one, so it will be .13/30. Right, okay. Active Pro description. And I don't recall if I had any descriptions on the... No, I didn't have any description for the IP address itself. Okay, so it will be just an IP address, and this option I have no clue. What does it mean? Makes a primary IP address for the device VM. So I actually, let me finish this first. I have some interesting insights that I was thinking about just today. I don't see this in docs. Primary. Okay, so it's just, I think, for primary and secondary ones. So let's make this primary. Okay. Okay, so now I have here the... Actually, no, here I don't have primary, so let me change this. Okay. Okay, this looks good to me. Now we have to do the same thing for R1. Like here. An IP address can be assigned to a device interface. An interface may have multiple IP addresses assigned to it. User each device may have one of its IP addresses designated as its primary IP. It seems completely irrelevant actually right now. Well, I don't have any secondary ones, so I will not spend really time on that. So let me go to so here we also have gigabit 3, so let's create this. Gigabit Ethernet 3 form factor 1 gig E, description. It's actually really interesting. So if you want your IPAM to be single source of truth, you need to have very consistent description for all of the devices, not just put whatever you want. So, and I totally do not remember anything there. Okay, so here I had just to what device it's connected. Okay. Okay, create, and now I have to assign an IP address to it, add IP address, and this IP address should be from the subnet. Man, different tab. Should be interconnect between switch 2 and R1, so it will be 1718. Okay. So 18. Okay. Create. Okay, so now I have two interfaces here. Awesome. And I need to do the same thing for, well, actually, hold on, I still have to, I have this gigabit 4 connected to the switch, and I didn't create a subnet for it yet. This should be a new pool. Okay, it will be 0.29 whenever I jump to create something, I already forgot what the IP address and what its description name should be. Interconnect between R1, R2 and SJ hub 1. Yeah, SJ hub 1. Okay, /29. Okay, so let's assign the IP address here as well. Okay, no, let me still finish and then I will talk a little bit. Gigabit Ethernet 4. And it's virtual instead of physical. I have to change this. It's 1 gig E, and now I can add an IP address. Yeah, so here is the problem. I was thinking about this today in the morning. If our IPAM system is source of truth, we are having a problem with doing the proper network as a code concept. What I mean by that is, originally when I saw this concept is about committing your config to like YAML files in Git, and then we have some kind of CI step which rolls this change either to, let's say, test network or something like this via Ansible. Then we do tests, then we merge this with master and push to production. If we are using NetBox and we probably want to use some kind of IPAM system, we don't have this git commit possibility anymore, because all of our, let's say, IP address data is in the NetBox itself. So let's say there is a new change which is add new VLAN, right, or add new loopback, or whatever the change is. You would want to have this change. You would need to know that there is a new IP address in your IPAM system, so you would definitely go ahead and enter this. In our case, we are building some kind of automation on top of it, so we can grab this data and configure device. But not everything can be stored in IPAM. So for example, your OSPF config, right, or your HSRP config or your IPsec tunnels, those will not be stored in NetBox. So you will create Ansible playbooks for those, and then you right now have two different entities, right? You have NetBox where you grab IP address data automatically from it, and then you have another entity which would be your Ansible playbooks and the, inventory and then host vars and all of that stuff as part of Ansible playbooks, and it's committed to Git and it's all tracked. So this is the I see this as a problem, and I don't think it is solved yet. And I actually not sure how we would be even potentially solve it, because there is a need for IPAM systems to see like your what IP addressing is already used, what IP addresses are not yet used, how to properly plan the scale. I don't have an answer to it. Right now I see that part of the data would be in NetBox, which you can, and then you will pull it automatically. But then right, yeah, so yeah, I see what you're saying. But IP addressing can also change, right? It's, basically if you have a new subnet or a new something and you allocate new devices and new IP addresses, all of that stuff, it will be your change request, right? And you want it to be consistent in the same way you would do it for different tech, right? So this is like one problem that I have no clue how to really approach it properly. And the second problem is how to create what is called idempotent. Is it idem? Let me see. How it's spelled? Idempotent. Yeah. So how to create idempotent script which will interact with the NetBox. So let's say we will write for this during this stream we will configure IP addresses, and we will create a script which goes to devices and configures that stuff. And I'm thinking, will it be a problem from configuration standpoint if I run the script again? So basically imagine this situation. I have my NetBox, right? I have defined, let's say, couple of devices. Now I also created a script which gets all of this data and pushes it to the box. Now I do some change in NetBox. I create a new pool, I assign new IP addresses, new VLANs, all of that stuff. And now my thought process is, if I go ahead and run the script again, will it be okay, or it will break everything? Right now I'm thinking mostly no. So like at least on Cisco OS, right? So I'm thinking like IP addressing, interfaces, most of this stuff will be just replaced if there is some change. But what if not? What if we delete some VLAN, right? What is our plan of action at that point? And honestly, I don't have an answer to that. I really don't. I mean, you obviously can create a really complicated logic on top of it, but I don't think it's actually worth your time investment as programmer / network engineer to do that. Yeah, just guys, let me know what you think about this. I'm just bringing these issues because I started thinking before the stream, like, okay, what I want to get at the very end of this whole project, right? And my thoughts at the very beginning of all the streams before I even started streaming was I want to have network as a class in as part of my lab. And now all of that, when you start doing it, some of the, so there are some new problems, new questions that kind of have to be answered. So yeah, while I will be creating new interfaces on another router, let me know, guys. Meanwhile, I am creating a new pair here. Okay. Okay, so on gigabit 3 we will be connecting to switch 1, so it will be dot 14/30. and let's say this will be .22. Okay, all of those have stuff, so there is only one box left, which is switch 2.
So far away, lines of motion, trace me back to you. Had I known, I would have shown my face, put it across my mind.
Guys, any thoughts on the topics that I raised before? I'm really interested to know what other people think, because from my perspective it is a problem.
It's always so cold. I hope that you would take my side.
My concern is that basically form the sources of information from which we will be doing our changes in the network there will be two sources, at least two sources. There will be NetBox IP addressing, VLANs, interfaces, all of that stuff, and then there will be basically all other stuff like OSPF, BGP, HSRP, IPsec tunnels, and those will probably be in some kind of playbooks, Ansible playbooks. This part I don't like. Basically, if we want to spin up the test network and do all of the changes there, then it will be much more difficult, because now you have dependency on NetBox, you have dependency of having the proper playbooks. Still can be done, but more work and more points of failure. Or let's say you open a ticket, right? You open tickets that you want to do some change in your network. So when the person that is doing the change, let's say the person who will be doing the change is not really an experienced person, right? How does this person know if you should log into NetBox and do a change there, or you need to go to some text file which is, let's say, YAML, go there, change something, add something, delete something. You see my point? So can I call NetBox using Ansible? That's a good question. Let's see. I mean, I was thinking in that direction, but it doesn't really change anything. So even if you have a module And this probably makes sense. So like your engine to do your changes will be Ansible in this case. It makes sense. However, your source of the data for that module will still be like NetBox in some cases, and in other cases it will be just native files. Let me see what this person does. Let's see what this script does. You will still have templates for Ansible, yes. But tell me this, in Prime we don't have IPAM, right? I don't think we do, but I don't recall. Okay, so it's actual IPAM, right? Okay. Yeah, so in that case it's much easier, right? Because basically your functional data and IPAM is part of the same system. Yeah, so yeah, now that I'm thinking about it more, I don't know. I mean, correct. I really like the idea that we store some of the data as part of the Git, right? So whenever there is some problem, you can almost automatically trigger a rollback the previous commit. So this part I really like. And then if we use, for example, Prime, and even if we use templates there for functional data and IPAM, we don't have that. And it's the same kind of problems that you have if you just use any kind of IPAM, right? That your data is in database. Okay, I'm almost there. So we still need gigabit 1, 2. Okay, it should be .17. And I think that's all. This is access. Okay. Yeah, okay, this part looks good. Now the only thing we have to add is... Right now I just had the crazy idea. Let me finish with this connection and I will tell you about this. I don't know, this doesn't work. Okay, cool. So it seems I have most of the stuff. Oh, there is also a loopback. Yeah, I think I also need to add a loopback. Let's have a loopback. What is a life without loopbacks, right? Every SP network engineer will just laugh at my face if you have device without loopback. I'm not that rich. I cannot just give out toolbacks. for now. Okay, I don't like this primary stuff. Let me remove this. Okay. So add interface, loopback 0, virtual description, no. Okay, but what about the prefixes? Man, I have only 6 devices and it's taking so much time to add all of this in IPAM system. Yeah, so I have never worked in operations, and probably like if I would understand, but right now I'm just, you know, I never did it before. So I'm just, you know, adding stuff in IPAM and it already feels like pain. I want to write code, not add all of that stuff. Okay. Okay, but I'm almost there. So I will just do 4 devices today, and I think it will be good enough. And for loopback I can make it primary, I think. Okay, loopback like this. Let me change this will be primary IP address. Okay, 2 loopbacks done. Okay, 2 more and we are ready to write code. Okay, let me delete this. This is not primary. Why did I add it? Okay. I'm not okay. 3 done. The last one for so for SJR2, and we are good to go. Whew. Okay, we have 4 devices, so we don't configure hub yet. We have 4 loopbacks, all of the stuff is connected there. So, you know what? Remember that script that I ran before? So this was for switch 2, okay? So I am going to copy paste this output to text editor, and now I run it again, and let's see if stuff has changed. Man, this is cool. So basically my script is the same. I changed the data and now it's creating new stuff here. Man, this is awesome, I think. There is some... what is this description? Probably I need to add some kind of description for the loopback. Or let's say, let's change the script then. If the description is empty, okay. This is horrible code. It seems like I was drunk when I was writing this. Like, I was just doing it 1 month ago and now I'm looking at it. It makes completely no sense to me. It's partially because of this, like, this stuff is directly in the code, so probably like having a template for it would make sense. But regardless, I still like how, you know, this changed, added new stuff. Our descriptions are very cool. It says like we are connected to this port of this box. This part is cool. With descriptions. Masks are all there. So I'm thinking probably I need to have some kind of description here. Yeah, I agree with you. Okay, we will add some additional code here. So let's say description as access, interface description has access in it. And this is only for, yeah, for the specific interfaces. I cannot look on it, I'm sorry, I will have to rewrite this. This is just so bad. Thank you for following. What are you guys couldn't find the party for playing Heroes of the Storm today? Oh, and but I didn't make the font bigger. Okay. So let me delete all of this part. Okay. So let me think if that's... No, I don't need this one. I don't need this one. And I don't need this one. Okay, hopefully this is going to work, but no promises. Oh, this worked! Woohoo! This is good. Let me just put it here. So now I have this beautiful description on the interface. This loopback is still descriptionless. Yeah, so it's the same stuff basically. But now my code is much more cleaner. This is what I like. And we also need to add some defensive code, so it crashes less. Yeah, this part should be fine now. And probably it would be good for me to add the loopback. Ideally, actually, to change these templates to Jinja already, because in Jinja you can have this as conditional statement, so you can say like, if you provide a variable, I put this. If there is no variable, I don't put it. So probably we would want to use Jinja. Either if it's not now, then it will be very soon. Yeah, I want to use Jinja already. Let me actually see this. Jinja examples. And let me also update the notes. Continue playing. Continue integrating NetBox to the lab. Pull data from NetBox and push to devices. Okay. Let me Google this. Jinja. Variable if not known. I can work with this, for example. This is also cool. Oh, this part is amazing. Okay, so yeah, I now know what I'm going to do. So we create a new folder called NetBox Jinja netmiko netdev. So we'll have folder called config, or just let's say templates. Config. Say Cisco. iOS. And here we will have file called access port template. Okay. So it will be very similar to what we have here. Except it will be a little bit different. Okay, so we may have this shutdown and no if and here we need some variable. If enabled, let's say. And let's see, Python Jinja quick start. Oh, my eyes are bleeding. Okay, I will need Jinja 2. Source virtual envs netdev inactivate. So pip install u Jinja 2. Okay, pip freeze. Let's add this to requirements. Okay. I will need part of this code. Let me see what this thing does. Too much text. Let's see, so this will be templates. Access port template will be templates.get templates. Config Cisco IS access port templates. You'll be able to move that part inside. Access port template. So now we use render. I don't think it will work from the first attempt, but that's alright. See why it's crashing. Enabled true. Okay. Perfect, no shutdown. Yeah, this is much better. Wow, it didn't require a lot of changes, so that's a good sign. Let me see if this will work for router, because I have never tested it for router. Wow, it works even for router. That's so cool. One small problem is that they are not in the same order, but whatever. Wow, that's pretty cool. Let me do one check. So let's say if I go to gigabit 3 here and I will just shut it down. So let's go to NetBox. This is router 2. Devices, router 2. And let's say we go under gigabit 2. And I just shut it down. But I can't. Okay. Let's say here, not enabled. Okay. Now I run this again. Okay, you have to change here the template. Oh, right. Okay, this part is done in different. Sorry. It's done in different place. We didn't move that part yet, so I actually need to go to switch. I have to go to switch. Let's say switch 1. Gigabit 3 and I disable this one. Oh, it's already disabled. Okay. Let's see. Okay. And then switch 1. Perfect, now it's shut down here. Woohoo! That's great. Let's just modify output a little bit. Perfect, now I can shut it down if I want to. Nice. That's good. I will add description to the loopbacks. I cannot look on this. It will have the same description everywhere. Main loopback. Okay. Our stream is already 2 hours. That's alright. We'll go up to 3 probably, and once I'm finished with this part, I actually can go ahead and configure all of that stuff. Okay, so R1. Okay. Let's try again. No, boom. Okay, boom didn't work out. Haha, nice. Our description on the loopback is still not correct. And what is the device? SJSW1. No, the description is here, so...
Find your way back, find your way back home. Can't help but think
From my perspective, it should work. But it doesn't.
find your way back, find your way back home. 'Cause I can't pretend that I'll forget you.
Okay, description should be under the IP actually.
I can't pretend that I'll forget you.
Let me check one thing. If I go to the router here. If I just say description, okay. This will yell at me, so I actually have to handle this. Okay, let's modify this loopback. Okay, and let's run our script again. Okay, now we have description. Nice. Okay, so I kinda made this part more beautiful, but this part is still horrible. I'm not sure why I'm getting this part and I'm not doing anything with this. Why is... I should have it on the device. Here. Oh no, that's alright. Okay. I need to do something here, but save. L3 interface template. So it has description, it has no switch port. If L3 interface L3 I have then IP address and this part I will copy paste. That's pretty much it. Interface name, description, no switch port if interface is L3.
Seems so far away. Lines in motion, trace me back to you. Had I known, I would have shown my face, put it across my mind.
Okay, so interface name, format params, interface name will be this.
It's always so cold.
Format params,
I hope that you would take my side.
let's rename the parameter. Let's say it will be
It's only after
switch L3 interface. I like this better. Switch L3 interface. This will be true. interface connection. Okay, format params description, interface description. No, just have description. Description will be this thing. Otherwise, it will be just description of the interface. We remove this. We create an IP address. Something okay, I see the syntax error here, so okay. So now format params IP address will be just add it here. Okay, and now if it is enabled, let's say we say that it is enabled true, and that's pretty much it. Don't have this part. We'll have to append to the result our config, that's for sure. Interface config will be templates. Okay. No free interface. And if I did everything correctly, this part should work. Nice. Okay, this part I don't really like it, but I'm not sure we will be able to handle this. Let's check. Jinja, don't print new line if the variable is absent. I think this minus will do the trick. Nice. Not nice. Haha. Maybe like this. Okay. Yes, this is much better. No. Yes, this part looks great, actually. Let me enable the interface, and basically we are one step away from pushing this config directly to the switches. Generate it again. 3, 1, 2. Let me see what will happen on SJ Hub 1. I think this part will crash. Because I didn't configure anything there. Well, there is at least hostname. Fair enough. I think I could configure at least one interface there. Or maybe not for now. Okay, so let's go back to the code now. We will do configuration only for this, for sites SJC, for all of the devices. We'll have to configure, we'll have to connect and configure them. Okay, I am up for a challenge. Let me take my script that I wrote last time. And let's see also the script NetBox IP interaction. This part, form connection parameters from YAML, site name none. I think I will need this part. Parsed YAML, read YAML, device parameter gen. Let me try. Okay, I will have to import these two functions from helper. Oh, they are already there. So this part should work. Now we will do this only for site name sjc. Oops. sjc, and I will print device parameters. Time is not defined, okay. Form device parameters from YAML. Okay, form device parameters from YAML. Let's see if this helps. No, this is not what I need. Okay, this is for NetBox, but I need form connection parameters from YAML for NetMiko. Site HJC is not specified in inventory YAML. Oops. Okay, this is just a bug. Haha, nice. Site HTTP is not specified in YAML file. Okay, this is better. Username, password, hostname, host device parameters, device role. Its only difference is for netdev there are different parameters as far as I remember. Let's see, GitHub netdev. Username, password, device type, host. Username, password, device type, host. Oh, I think that's alright. Okay, we could use this part to connect to boxes. And we are good to go. Actually. So, okay, we now need to create a task properly. So, so I think dev push configure device from netmiko. No, from NetBox. Okay, and the only thing we really need is also connection parameters. So first we will extract the host name. This will be connection params host name. Config will be create device config, and now host name. Now we connect to the device. I have to import the netdev. As connection params. Device con, okay. So device con Okay, the first thing we are doing, we are moving this part there. Device config, will we create device config from the host name. Now we have a config, and now the only thing really that is left will be send config set. Ooh, tricky. I will have to go to the source code and see what libraries the guy has. Tisco IS. And you have to send the list of commands. They cannot be just as a one big block, unfortunately. Okay. So device config, and now we put it in the list. So device config list will be device config just split. We will split by new line character. And now we can say device connection. We will await device connection. Send config set device config list. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We will gather the device response and we'll print device response. Device response. Okay, that's pretty much it. This is the whole task. So okay, on the very top we create a loop. Then for tasks we'll return device response here. For device params, in device params gen we'll create task. Okay. I also need to import asyncio. We are almost there. Woohoo. Exciting. So we have tasks, loop create tasks, and then we invoke our function configure device from NetBox. And based on device params, and then at the very end we say how much time it took, and then result here. Okay, I think it's alright, but I don't have my hopes high. Okay, so let's see. Git status. Probably I need to create a new branch. Git checkout B. Say netmico. Netmico python.py. No, not netmico minus python. Git status. Git add minus a. Git status. Git commit add configure devices based on NetBox information. Now I will have to git push origin netmico Python. So I push remotely the branch. Okay. So now I can go to my remote box. And git checkout. No, we have to git pull first. Git checkout netmico Python. Git log. Okay. So now I have the script, cd scripts, and I also have to, I will have to log into my virtual environment. So source, virtual envs, netdevops, bin activate. Okay. I have to install requirements. Pip install r requirements.txt. So the Jinja is now installed. Let's see, pip freeze, there should be Jinja. Jinja 2, okay. So moment of truth, Python create config templates. No, no. What did I do? What did I do? Okay, let's see what I did incorrectly. There is some syntax error. On line 67. What? Wait. What? Okay. Here on this I use Python 3.5. Okay, I will not reinstall Python, but I will have to change this a little bit. Or actually, do I have Python 3.6? I should have it on this box, I think. This is unfortunate. Let me find the repo. Ubuntu Python 3.6. What is a life without Python 3.6? Okay, so I will have to remind this area virtual envs netdev, and now I have to say Python 3.6. Okay, so Python 3.6 minus m venv virtual envs netdev. Okay, this part I'm not sure actually. Virtual environment was not created successfully because ensure pip is not available on Debian Ubuntu. You need to install venv. Create venv on Python 3. Pretty sure I did it correctly. Minus m venv and path. Let's do this. Python 3.6 pip install something. Let's say netmico. No module name pipped. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this again. I think I just don't have pip with this Python 3.6 distribution. Pip 3.6, pip 3, pip 3 version. Okay. So pip 3. Okay, now I have pip 3.6. Now I can say sudo pip 3.6 install venv. Python 3 install venv using pip. Okay, pip3 install virtualenv. Pip sudo pip36 install virtualenv. Okay, now this part should work, hopefully. Still doesn't. Yes, finally. Yes. Okay. I was almost very sad panda at that moment when I had to spend 15 minutes of my time installing Python 3.6 and virtual environment. This is unacceptable. Okay. So scripts. Now we have to activate the virtual environment, so it will be virtual envs netdev bin activate. Now we install requirements, pip install -r requirements txt. Okay, and probably I also need to upgrade my pip. Markup save, bdist wheel, text fsm, python decouple, pyyaml. Okay, I need to install wheel. Amazing. Okay, now it's all good, so pip freeze. Okay, I need netdev, I need Jinja too. Okay, it looks good to me. So before we move forward, there are a couple of problems that I have to fix. So apparently NetDev doesn't like if there are some extra parameters, so I definitely have to fix that. So we will do this. Connection parameters pop hostname. So this part is clear. There was some other parameter in that function that was incorrect. parameters. Built-in object is not what? Damn it. Okay, username, add password, hostname, hostname, this part we extract, device type, device role. Okay, so device role we also will need to remove. I think we will need to remove this part in the helper. Prop device role. Okay. Okay, so hopefully this is now correct. Oops. Okay. So let's try again. Git add -a, git commit fix dictionary passing to netdev library to push. We are almost there. Okay, git pull. Okay. Now I can run my script. NetBox API token was not found. Right, because I have correct. I need to add the NetBox API token. So let's do this. NetBox API token is equal to export Okay. Okay. Let's try. Something is happening. Yeah. Task exception was never retrieved. Something is totally broken here and I'm not sure what. I suspect I cannot connect to the netbox from this computer. Yeah, I think this is it. So just give me a second, guys. I will add an IP address. Wait. Just give me 1 second. I will add this to EC hosts. Okay, seems to be working now. Let me switch back. Okay, so hopefully this will now work. This lag in the beginning does not look good. I'm not sure what is happening. Oh. This doesn't make any sense to me. Page not found. NetBox. What? Its name is SJR1. Okay. Okay. Now I'm doing this. Seems I'm not getting the result. I'm getting 4 or 4. There's some kind of communication problem between this box and container. Access container from host. Okay, the guy here is using the static IP address. So when I just connect via like just telnet application, and do get so dsim devices. I'm getting the page, but from Python application I get nothing. Let's do wget. Okay, I think it's going to the proxy. Let me try. So I'm overriding the proxy. Seems not work. It doesn't work anyways. It actually did. It actually did. Except okay, so we are getting closer, guys. I have to just fix small mistake here. It's still like, so this is just problem with the split function. Let me see, split. Yeah, so here \n. Okay, let's run again and pray. Ah, no. Let's do it again. So, okay. Hi there. Something is happening for a long time. Yeah, this is English on the stream. It's like stuck forever. This doesn't really make sense. Because here it went ahead and on the devices and tried to configure them.
That's not the end of the world. You can see it from here.
Now it's stuck. Oh, I see some configure. Well, what? Wow. So I actually configured the interfaces. Interesting. This part of the script is stuck in infinite loop. I don't like it, but they are configured. Okay, so let me check a couple more devices. If they are configured, we will wrap up on this moment anyways, and then we will try to find the bug next time. So let's check this one. Okay, maybe we can even ping our neighbor here. No. No. Descriptions are there, IP addresses are there. Let's see, for example, this one. Gigabit 3 is connected to SW1 on the interface 1 too. Let's see what this guy says. Short and brief. Aha, so these guys, we didn't configure them for some reason, but routers went fine. And switch to probably those. Okay, so now I have at least some idea. So switches are not configured, but routers did. So it's possible though that there is just some problem with the library. No, I don't know exactly what it is yet, but the fact that two routers were configured just fine, but these two switches were not configured fine. In the script stuck, so we are like just trying to open a connection and it's not working. So let me see my inventory file just for a second. Oh, okay. Okay. No. I don't see an issue here. Let's just try to ping these switches, 13 and 14. Okay, I can ping them. So definitely, okay, I'm going to stop the script. And okay, we are in the infinite loop, so it seems we are not able to connect to those switches via this library, which is a little bit surprising to me. But probably it will be a good thing to do next time. I'm quite satisfied with the result anyways. Like, how am I passing the config to this code? Okay, good question. So let me show you. Here it is. So I'm using async dev, and I say async with the netdev create connection parameter assess device connection. We are just sending here device connection send config set and a bunch of commands. Okay, just I will leave it, and if you have some follow-up question, let me know. Meanwhile, I will move this code to the bottom. I'm going to create a test. So import async. So basically I take the whole config that I generate with my script, and I break it into the lines. So basically here is \n. So break it into the lines, and because this function expects a list of commands, and then I just send all of them. So here, let me try. So I'm going to connect to the switch one more time with a couple of libraries. Okay. And we'll create connection using two ways. So device con netmico, see serial example for this. and I will just collect one command. Or maybe not. Maybe actually I will create just a loopback. Say loopback 1000. Let's see if this works. Oh. Okay, let's see. So the IP address was 12, so it's switch 1. Nope. Is it switch 2? Oops. No, not that. Okay, this part actually worked. Interface loopback 1000 SJ SW1. So now I should have a loopback. Okay, yeah, I have a loopback. So now it's now loop is asyncio get event loop tasks is equal to I have to create a task async dev task which takes params, and now it says Okay, and let's do this. Okay. No. Ah, okay. And here it worked just fine. Almost instantly. Okay. I'm not ready to continue troubleshooting this again. Continue troubleshooting this right now. But I think we did really good progress. So let me just summarize briefly. Basically, we are taking information from the NetBox, like prefixes, interfaces, their IP addresses. We generate a Cisco IS config with the templates. We have here the two templates that I created, two Jinja templates. We create them and then we try pushing them to the device. Yeah, and the idea was to use the netdev library, which is doing asynchronous programming. So basically, we can connect to multiple devices at the same time, and we saw that it didn't work for switches for some reason, but it configured routers just fine. So here I have the interfaces. All of them were, except of this one, because this is the management one. All others were configured using the JavaScript from the NetBox. So, and we have IP addresses, we have description to what devices are connected, and stuff like that. And on TSR2, show IP in brief, we have the same thing. So, yep. So I think this is pretty cool. Definitely we have to find out what is going on here, why it didn't work before. At the very end, I basically just tried to configure some random loopback using netmiko and then this netdev library, and it worked both times. So yeah, there is some kind of problem, but we will troubleshoot it next time. So I will stick around for just a couple of minutes. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and then yeah, until we say goodbye and for the yeah, and then we will wait for the next Sunday. So let me know in the chat. So I just run it again and it configured just fine. Okay, my heart is melting right now. Nice. There is some duplicate IP address, but that's alright. We can fix it in NetBox and then later. Our CSR here has duplicate IP, but I think this is a problem with NetBox. Let me see. So here is switch 1. It has IP.13. No, yes, .13, and this guy has also .13, so I have to fix it, and it will be fine. The only thing why I suspect it didn't work the first time is those switches, I didn't log into them after boot, so it's possible that there was some kind of prompt like yes or no, I don't know. But for some reason the first connection didn't work. Now it's working fine. Okay. There is some question in the chat, but what on the Cisco side accepts as the arguments as YAML or whatever? Sorry, I am not 100% sure I understood the question. Could you please clarify it? Yeah, I read it a couple of times, but I still didn't understand it, sorry. Are you asking how I am interacting with the Cisco device using Python? This is your question? Oh. So I'm just pushing CLI via SSH at this point. So I don't use any API, I just push CLI. The devices themselves are in GNS3, so basically I'm SSHing to them via this library netdev, and I'm just pushing config there. Ideally, we'll see how we can push some of the config using better way like netconf, but just maybe in 3 or so weeks. So there is no API. I'm just doing SSH to the device using Python. Let me run the script again, maybe it will fix our router. Well, I hope so. No, it's again broken. No, it's alright. So we had the problem on CSR2. Now you see, I just changed it in the NetBox and my IP address here is different now. So I should be able to ping 254.13, which is their switch, which I can. This is great. I am happy panda. Not sad panda tonight. Okay. Show ARP. Okay, and let me do some additional pings here. Yeah, looks great. So basically, I mean, yeah, obviously we did it for a small segment, only for these 4 devices really, but we configured VLANs, we configured all interfaces on CSRs, and all interconnects. So I think, yeah, I actually really like, and especially when I had this problem in NetBox, right? So I had the same IP address. For some reason, NetBox did not notify me about this, so it would be a good enhancement. But anyways, I noticed it on the router. I went ahead and I just changed it here in the GUI in my IPAM system, and I ran the script again, and basically it reconfigured my devices. And it reconfigured it within 7 seconds, 8 seconds, which is pretty cool. I think all 4 devices. I think that's amazing. So we have like this now NetBox is single source of truth. Yeah, I'm really satisfied with what we achieved today. For the next time, I think it would make sense to basically introduce Ansible and then start having our different features and technologies, so like OSPF, TMVPN, IPsec, HSRP, DHCP, all of these technologies, and then have them as part of the like YAML files, text files. I think that would be pretty cool. Yeah, so that would be a really great segue. So guys, I will put the GitHub code to the GitHub a little bit later, or maybe tomorrow, because I'm a little bit tired. The stream is already 3 hours 45 minutes, so I'm really exhausted. So I would like to thank you very much for sticking around with me today, and I saw that attendance was quite high during the whole stream. Yeah, and see you next time when we will see and start playing around with Ansible. Yeah. Thank you very much. You can find recordings on my YouTube page, and till next Sunday. Bye.